Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News and Rumors. I'm your host, Brandon Hodge. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is brought to you guys by SeatGeek. So if you guys are looking for tickets to go to any event in the entire world, use SeatGeek. Just use my last name, code Hodge, at checkout on SeatGeek, and you get $20 off your tickets. Now, this is for first-time orders only, but you can make a new account. Still use my code and get $20 off any ticket for any event in the entire world. Just use SeatGeek, code Hodge, at checkout, and it's good for any event, not just wrestling shows, literally any event. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. I had to get through the intro there. So, welcome back. It's been a while since I've done a news episode, and for obvious reasons, hopefully everyone knows why. So I don't know where to kick this thing off. I don't want to classify this as a news story. This is pretty much just dominating. This episode is going to dominate pretty much all of wrestling right now, because something very shocking has happened. I made a breaking news episode. No, I don't want to call it that. I made a talk video. I made a reaction. I don't know what to call it. I made some type of video about Bray Wyatt, about Wyndham. So basically, here is my thoughts. Like, I don't know where to go now because I'm still in shock about Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt, if you guys don't know, Bray Wyatt has passed away. He's no longer with us, which is still crazy to talk about. Bray Wyatt was like one of my favorite wrestlers, definitely in a certain period of the WWE. He was my absolute number one favorite wrestler in the entire company, and I absolutely love the Fiend. I was buying Fiend merchandise left and right. I was doing the mask thing. I was doing reviews of these masks that came out with replica masks of his because I just absolutely loved what he was doing. I had the Firefly Funhouse stuff. I was all for it. I had all the puppets. I had Huskus. I had the evil boss Vince McMahon. I had everyone, and I was just like a really, really big fan of Bray Wyatt. So this isn't like coming from like just some fan being like, Bray Wyatt, but still, even then, it's still a very, very big deal. I'm still in shock because, he's like one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I think he has the best kind of gimmick going there of all time, but of the past, 15, 20 years in wrestling. But ultimately, my brain's still scrambled. A lot of people's brains are still scrambled. I have trouble even piecing together what I'm trying to say here. Just, it's a shock. I think we're all still in shock. None of us have even started to process this. And I was just a fan of his, a very big fan of his, and I got to meet him one time in a food court in Atlanta, Georgia, and he was very, very sweet, very, very kind to me, and I cannot imagine what wrestlers close to him are going through because he was just such a great guy wanting to help. There's a lot of stories been coming out about Bray Wyatt, about how he loved helping other wrestlers, and just the kind of great guy he was. And it's just awful. But basically, we do have updates. I guess we'll talk about, since this isn't supposed to be a news episode anyway. Which I don't want to go into heavy details because ultimately, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time has passed away. And ultimately, I just want to leave it at that. But basically, it came out like Bray Wyatt, he had a heart attack, and apparently he did pass away in his sleep. So at least maybe he didn't suffer too much on that. But I'm really still for a loss of words with this. It's just nuts. I don't really know how to piece together my thoughts right now. But Bray was definitely one of my favorite. I just wish he had a longer run with the Fiend, with the Firefly Funhouse thing. I just wish, but you always wish for other things. You only get so much time, and this is just what we got, and what we got was freaking incredible. Do not take it for granted. It was incredible. Hopefully a lot of you guys like me have had time to watch back with Bray Wyatt stuff and just really enjoy it. The first rumor we're actually talking about is WWE Creative, and they are actually completely shut down right now. Pretty much everyone in the WWE is shut down right now. So basically, they're not doing anything. They're not talking about creative plans. They're not coming up with things for the next pay-per-view. They're not talking about who's feuding with what. No one. They're pretty much all just sitting there shocked, just like the rest of us, being Bray Wyatt. So I guess I'll talk about the last news episode. So the last news episode of the show, I talked about Bray Wyatt. He's been out sick for a while. He should be coming back very soon. I heard he's doing better. He's had some kind of illness that we don't know what this illness is. We have no idea, but all we know is it's getting better. We don't have to know some things to stay private. All I know is I'm very happy that Bray Wyatt is returning to the WWE and going to actually return and maybe finish up what would I say? I'd say he was going to continue on with the Uncle Howdy thing, maybe bring back the Fiend or something like that. But the rumors are saying he's doing better and he's getting ready for return. And then literally 2 or 3 days after that, it came out that Bray Wyatt has passed away and he had a heart attack in his sleep. So he got COVID in this past March, and it somehow affected his heart. He could have developed an actual heart condition, and he was supposed to have a defibrillator monitor thing on, which he wasn't wearing. But I don't want to get into the whole details about that, because ultimately it's just sad. There's just no way around it. It's just sad. Just Bray Wyatt was such a wonderful guy, such a wonderful wrestler, such a creative mind in wrestling. I just want to say great things about him and how wonderful the guy was. I met him. He was phenomenal to meet. I got a picture with him. He signed my program. I was like 14 or 15 years old. He was so nice. He took his time with everyone, talked to everyone. And this was just not a meet and greet. This was just like you randomly see the guy in the food court. Like he's about to get some food or something. He just finished working out or something. It's like, wow, this is incredible. But ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still in shock about this. I know a lot of people are still in shock about this. A lot of people watching this video are still shocked about it. WWE's in shock about it. We're still processing it. We don't know what to make of it. It's just like absolutely shocking and just unbelievable. And he will be missed. He's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I really hope that they induct him in the Hall of Fame. I really hope all of that. But let's just remember him. Let's watch back his footage, his matches, which are wonderful. All the different gimmicks he's portrayed for wrestling. It's just been absolutely phenomenal. And he had a hell of a career. At least he got to be champion multiple times. I mean, he got a lot done. And that's what everyone wants in their life. Definitely that's what I want in my life. I want to leave a legacy behind, which was what Bray did. I want to, just like everyone, I want to do something that matters, and that's what Bray did. And that's the most you can hope for. And not to mention the family side of that, which I tend to not really talk about here because we're talking about like the world of wrestling, but Bray did have like a lot of kids and stuff like that. And apparently was very happy on his family side. So, I mean, that's just what you want from life. But nonetheless, let's try to talk about at least one news rumor thing in this video. So this is about Edge. Let's talk about Edge. Let's try to talk about something else. I'm sure Bray would want us to talk about wrestling because he loved wrestling just like us all. So let's love some wrestling for Bray Wyatt. So let's talk about Edge. So basically, Edge has recently left the WWE. Apparently has had his last match, or at least his last match for a little while with the WWE. So what's Edge doing? Is he retiring? Is he going to go home, spend some time with his family, enjoy his life? Or is he going to go back to WWE? Is he going to sign a new contract? Or is he going to go to AEW where his best friend Christian is and maybe have one last run as Edge and Christian? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But apparently they were having contract negotiations with Edge and WWE, but they could not meet Edge's requirements for some reason. I don't know what his requirements were. What, he could go to AEW and wrestle with Christian too? Was that the requirement? The requirement was they wanted to get Christian, or I'm sure it had something to do with that, or more time off, more money. I don't know. I'm sure they would have gave Edge more money if that was the problem. But basically, Edge's contract with WWE is now expired. I guess there's still like a non-compete. You got to wait for a little while. But he might be working with AEW. I don't know. He may be going to WWE. I feel like we're going to see Edge in a wrestling ring wrestling at least one more time. I just don't know where that's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be in an AEW ring doing something, or he's going to come back and do like another WrestleMania and end it there. I don't know. But all he knows for sure is that Edge has had his last match probably in Canada, his last match in Toronto. And we'll just have to wait and see where that goes. Because Edge, I don't think he really knows himself right now. We'll just have to wait and see. But apparently they tried to work out a contract, but WWE just couldn't meet Edge's demands. So it sounds like Edge does want to be back in the ring wrestling. They just haven't really figured out what company that's going to be for and who can meet his needs or whatever. So we'll just have to wait and see about Edge. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much got it for this news episode. I mean, my head's spinning. I'm still talking about Bray Wyatt. Like, this is just insane. It's such a huge star. One of my favorite wrestlers of the past 15 years or something like that. Just such a creative mind. Firefly Funhouse, The Fiend, not to mention the old, what do you even call it, Swamp Bray Wyatt, the rocking chair, and all this other stuff that he's tried. And then this new gimmick he was working on called the Uncle Howdy kind of Bray Wyatt kind of gimmick is just interesting. I don't know where that was going to go. But I'm still spitting a little like a lot of you guys. If you guys want, you can leave thoughts about Bray Wyatt, your favorite memory of Bray Wyatt. If you guys have met Bray Wyatt, what was your experience with that? Personally, I met Bray Wyatt. It was just absolutely wonderful, and I love that. And if you want to hear more about that, I actually talked about it in the last video, and also there is a vlog where I did meet Bray Wyatt, like in Atlanta. If you just look that up, just look up Brandon Hodge Raw Atlanta, and it will come up as the only Raw I've ever been to in Atlanta. So that's when I met Bray Wyatt. So yeah, but ultimately that's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment down below. But I'm Brandon Hodge, King of Vlog Style, and I will see you guys in the next video.